The train stopped. Two men opened the doors. "Good day, we are from the state security and will collect your identity cards now." And I will never forget how they had to bend down to collect these documents, because the people threw their identity cards at their feet. The feeling was, there's your card, you can't threaten me anymore. It was very satisfying.
Back in Prague, a new wave of refugees stormed the embassy fence. Their last chance of reaching the West seemed to be vanishing. Within a few days, another 7,000 people had scrambled into the embassy garden. Some East Germans chose to stay and protest. The Lutheran churches were sheltering an opposition movement. Inspired by Gorbachev, the protesters dreamed of turning East Germany into a democracy.
Gorbachev gave us great hope. First of all, he tried to change his country in the same way as we wanted to change our country, through perestroika, a gradual liberalization.
In Leipzig, the police struck back. On September the 4th, Western journalists filmed plainclothes security men as they attacked the demonstrators. Soon came a new chant of defiance. "We are staying here."
"We are staying here" was a protest against what the GDR had done, namely to drive young people to leave the country because they had no prospects. That was a turning point, and people said, "We still have hope."
Every Monday in Leipzig, there were demonstrations at the Nikolai Church. They swelled into mass protests. The police tried to stop them. But the government was losing its nerve.
Kennwort dafür, Sprach.
In short, we were speechless because we were helpless.
Hilflosigkeit. Weil dieses Land
Because this country
und diese Führung
and this leadership
nie
had
erlebt
never
hatten,
before experienced a conflict
eine Konfliktsituation
which was so openly expressed.
dartun konnte.
Only Honecker seemed to notice nothing amiss. On the eve of East Germany's 40th anniversary that October, he was confident as he waited with his colleague Egon Krenz to greet his senior guest, Mikhail Gorbachev. The Soviet delegation already knew that the East German regime was tottering. The outward show of victorious celebration went ahead. Then, at the torchlight parade of communist youth, the marchers dropped their rehearsed slogans. They began to chant another name, Gorby. Honecker pretended not to notice.
These were specially chosen young people, strong and good-looking. They were in a cheerful mood, but they started chanting slogans. Gorby, help us. Gorby, stay here. Rakowski, the Polish leader, came up to us and said, "Do you understand German?" I said, "I do a little bit." "Can you hear?" I said, "I can." He said, "This is the end." And that was the end. The regime was doomed.
Es war
This was a vote of no confidence against us.
denn
Gorby did not mean do it exactly as it was done in the Soviet Union. Gorby meant we need change here in the GDR.
In a series of increasingly surreal meetings, Gorbachev tried to inject a sense of reality.
Мы с ним беседовали.
Honecker and I spent about 3 hours talking.
Не мог понять, почему я его приглашаю на беседы.
He couldn't understand why I wanted a meeting.
На праздники какие тут беседы, а я
But we had a serious discussion.
беседовал, рассказывал, что мы делаем. Он делился, что он,
I told him what we were doing. He told me what they were doing. He described it all as one victory after another. But I said, he who lags behind events loses.
It was absolutely clear to me that both sides spoke about two completely different things. They did not try to meet in the middle. During the whole conversation, they did not agree on a single thing.
As the leaders met at the closing reception, a plot was hatching against Erich Honecker. A group in the East German Politburo had decided to try and get rid of him.
We could no longer afford to hesitate in removing Honecker. We had to act fast. You could see that he did not understand what was going on. He had an autocratic approach to what was happening around him. He couldn't cope with the situation.
Verehrte ausländische Gäste, recht herzlich danken, dass Sie an den Feierlichkeiten aus Anlass des 14. Jahrestages der Deutschen Demokratischen Republik teilgenommen haben.
At dinner with Gorbachev and the leaders of the Warsaw Pact countries, Honecker was a complacent host. Meanwhile, a hostile crowd was gathering outside. Honecker was planning to stamp out the new opposition. No one was sure how far he would go.
There was a permanent fear that there might be a Chinese solution to the problem and that weapons might be used. We could never ignore this possibility. Sometimes we even thought that Soviet tanks might appear.
That evening, the demonstrations in Berlin continued. In Leipzig, earlier that day, the authorities made ready to meet the demonstrations with armed force.
On the afternoon of October 7th, the entire square was cordoned off by the police. It was the first time I saw the power of the police. They stood in a phalanx with their helmets and shields and face masks. And standing there right up to them, we felt their force and violence.
That night, the police charged and scattered the demonstrators. But an even larger protest rally was called for 2 days later. The army was on standby.
They realized that they could no longer control the events with the police alone. They wanted to use us to increase the pressure on the situation.
Almost all paramilitary brigades were mobilized. The voluntary police force were out in strength. More than 8,000 men were armed and sent with their equipment to Leipzig.
We were issued with twice as much ammunition as normal. Usually we had 60 rounds. Now they gave us 120 rounds.
One of us had a friend at the hospital, and he'd heard that blood reserves had been ordered, and